This is so funny. We're just a little pre-show. Hello, welcome to the Canadian Bro Show. My name is Paul Bale. I'm the founder and host of the Canadian Bro Show. We're just doing a little chat with my co-host of the most, who'll introduce you very shortly, talking about what episode this is. I believe it's episode 52. And it's all basketball from the Hoop Junkies, Pauly and Rowley, at the Canadian Bro Show podcast. And before I introduce my co-host with the most, the other one, got a couple of them. I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by some serious talent that works on really slave wages, for now anyways, until we really blow up. And we like to talk about basketball. We're going to have a great show. This is our second season, and episode 52, week 22. And this is, I mean, come on. Look, one of the most handsome and charismatic men you'll ever see on radio and television. None other than the co-host of the most, Mr. Trent Rowley from St. Paul, Alberta. I mean, come on, bro. You know, can I get some love out here? Look at that. The Alberta crowd's a little bit late because they've been liquoring it up, as per usual.
Some love for me? Yay!
Oh, you want that too? I can do that. No, I mean... Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. And of course... I know. I have everything.
You got nothing.
And here we are at the Canadian Bro Show. At the Canadian Bro Show podcast.
Just so you know, Paul had to wait for the toolbar to go by so he knew what episode this was.
I didn't even, but I actually produced the show. I created it. So if I don't, there's something seriously wrong. But I try to pump out 2-3 episodes a week. So sometimes I get a little bit discombobulated because the all basketball iterations, the second iteration, of course, as you know, Trent, and a lot of people don't, is that Johnny and I have done, I don't know, like 69. We just finished a thing on, by the way, did you know that Chuck Norris passed tragically in Hawaii?
Mm-hmm.
We did an episode on him because Chuck, you know, he loves us, and he reached out and he said, yeah, I really appreciate it. You know, great guy.
Bruce Lee's in heaven waiting to kick his ass again.
Well, Bruce, we did an episode, and it's funny you mentioned that. Bruce Lee is on the ticker below, and we just did an episode on Bruce Lee, and that was really, we love him. But at the end of the day, this is about basketball and Yahoo NBA Fantasy. We're in the playoffs. If you're not in the playoffs, you're toast, basically. And if you're not in Yahoo, you're probably either finished or still going. In fantasy basketball, there's so many different types of leagues, but Trent and I play in Yahoo NBA Fantasy Basketball. Yahoo 9-category leagues with 10 teams. And we draft really early, obscenely early, like most people probably shouldn't. And because they do that, they only give us 10 teams as opposed to 12. And so they think all the people that are going early are trying to get the advantage, and that's why they're in platinum and diamond, as both Trent and I are. However, who really cares except us? This is it. This is the final. I've got all 8 teams, actually 7, 1 consolation, and Trent and I are probably going to meet in our 2 teams, hopefully in the championships. And I don't care who wins. As a matter of fact, I hope Trent wins. And that's what we do here.
Not a for sure that we're in. So.
What's that? Sorry?
I said the 2 games are pretty close. It's going to be a pretty toss-up here going into the end of it. So.
Yeah, I think so. It's really about luck at this stage. I mean, my God, we're not going to do the waiver wire connected in the show tonight because it's just not worth it at this point. If you're still alive and sane and haven't jumped off a balcony,
dragging guys somewhere yet,
or got hammered, or just you cannot understand what the hell is going on, we understand. And if you have 1 team, 2 teams like Trent, or 8 teams like me, complete psychosis of mental junkie addiction. Yes, I get it. Okay, fine. But in the meantime, we want to talk about the Sweet 16 because I just spent more hours watching NCAA Division I basketball, Trent, than I have in probably 7-8 years.
It's good stuff, man.
Oh my God, it's way better than I expected. Everything, ever since, Trent, I think for me, the biggest difference is NIL and the transfer portals and what's going on at NCAA has changed dramatically. Right? It's crazy, bro. You got 4 or 5 different guys that are 5-year or 4th year, and one redshirted, and their coach gets hired by a great program, and then all 4 of these rock stars are 22 to 24 years old. Go over, and this guy's all the systems. They know everything, and it's happening right now in the Sweet 16. So, your thoughts? Is the system flawed? Is it the right time? Is it good for these kids?
I'm 50-50 on the system. I think,
are you? Really, eh?
Yeah. I think the paying part, I've always believed that everybody's argument about pay is, well, they get an education for free. Let's be completely honest. They're not there to get an education. Most of them.
No, but even if you get a Bachelor of Arts, what are you going to do with that?
But they're not there for that. They're there to play basketball. They're there to become a pro basketball player. Most of them. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not all of them. There's lots of student athletes. But for the money that they bring in, I mean, these teams, when they get to the tournament, like football was really what drove this more than anything. I mean, March Madness gets a ton of, obviously it's one of the most watched events yearly, but college football, for the money that it makes, it's like right up there with NFL type stuff.
Yeah.
The money generated needed to be given to some of the players with their likenesses, jerseys, stuff like that that's being sold. But the problem I have with it is a kid can just transfer just because. Now it's just about money. It's not.
Because they have the choice. Does that bother you because they have the choice? Or do you think the system's being abused because they have the choice?
It's being abused. That's why I'm 50-50. I think there's some stuff they could curtail a little bit. I think before, when you wanted to transfer schools, you had to sit out a year if you wanted to transfer, if you didn't have a good reason.
Nobody has a year anymore in this world.
Listen, I get if a coach recruits you and you go there and you're there for a year, and all of a sudden, especially to a small college, you guys do well, you have a good year, and all of a sudden a big college comes to hire that guy. Mm-hmm. Well, you don't want to stay there. That's the guy who recruited you is not there anymore. I get that you want to leave, and it's fair that you should get to leave. But these guys are going to blue.
You should have a choice. We all should have a choice, bro.
You did take a choice. You chose to go there to begin with.
But the choice to leave or the choice to make another choice is still yours.
Again, it's not how the real world works, Paul. The real world works is if I sign a contract, I have to honor it. So these kids they're not signing anything. You're saying, yeah, I'll come there. But then as soon as the next Tom, Dick, and Harry comes with an extra $500,000, I can just leave because those are the rules. There's got to be a little bit of fixes. I like that they're getting money. The problem is that, again, Tom Izzo from Michigan State was perfect what he said. He goes, I don't have a problem with the kids having choices. He goes, my issue is that I get a kid that comes here, and he goes, well, I want to leave because of my mental health. We don't do any follow-ups to find out what the problem is with them. We just take their word for it that I'm having this issue or I'm having this issue. There's a little loopholes that need to be closed up in it. I like that they're getting money, but it's still a little bit too. It's just
Trent, it's in its infancy. I mean, seriously, of course, it's not surprising at all that it has too many holes, for sure. But it's nice that they finally started. I think they waited too long. It's going to be a work in progress.
For sure. Yeah, there's definitely, again, I think it's great. I just think that there's some things they need to fix because...
there's a lot of things that need to... look at the WNBA. The exact same thing can be said. I mean, seriously.
You can't just sign a year. If you're playing professionally, you don't just get to sign a year contract and leave next year, or I'm just going to leave. I want to go.
Man, I played professional basketball in FIBA, and I signed 9 contracts, and I got cut from 2, and I was happy to get away from another one. I'm just saying, if you have the choice, it's always better. If you don't have a choice, it's nice to be in that position anyways, but, you know.
You had a choice. The guy came to their house, recruited them. You had a choice. You went there. There's got to be some You can't just say, oh, I don't like it here, I'm leaving. And just after 1 year, and no punishment for sitting out at all. I actually
Yeah.
didn't like the fact that they had to sit out a year after transferring, if especially with the
It's
coach situation.
it's total
But
bullshit.
well,
Honestly, that was so
too
lame.
much. It's too much for me. It's
It's
not about choice.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Already had
It's not reasonable, bro.
It's
You
totally
waste a
reasonable.
year of your life?
No. Again, I don't like to sit out a year, especially for a reason. But I'm
No,
saying
that's
there
what I'm
has to be a
saying.
better loophole in this because you
Yeah.
have in the real world, you have
Yeah.
to sign a contract for a job. You have to sign it that, and especially getting this kind of money. They're getting more money than you and I do. Like college basketball. I have no problem with it, but you're not teaching any kid anything that I can just keep going. I can go to 5 different colleges. That's ridiculous. That's not choice.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. So
Well,
there's
in
some
Europe,
reasons-
that's how they do it. Actually, in FIBA, that's how it's done on a daily. But the whole thing is the reason why I think the NBA is trying to do the Super League with FIBA is because they see the strengths that they have as the NBA, but they also see the strengths that are FIBA are far more enticing in terms of market potential and money that can be made on a global basis. So of course you know what's going to happen. That whole, they're talking about what we'll get into later in the episode about expansion, but with regards to the Sweet 16, Trent, who caught your attention over the last pandemonium? 70.
That's all I care about. I only care about Michigan State Spartans. That's it.
That's it. That's the only team you're following. What happens if you get knocked out in the Sweet 16?
They probably are, but they got a tough game. But I mean, Thursday night's game, the late game is probably the one that's on my calendar to watch. Is that I'm going to make sure that I'm sitting in the man cave in stereo watching Illinois and Houston.
Hell yeah!
Fabulous.
Yeah.
That should just be a great game.
Oh yeah.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
I think Arizona probably handles Arkansas. Arkansas has a great freshman guard. I hope he stays in school one more year. See, like you said, you wanted them to leave to get money. Well, they're getting money already. And they're getting a free education. And they're getting free food. And they're getting a weight
No,
program.
but they want everything. The athletes today, both male and female, they feel that they're entitled to everything.
People in general, for sure. Iowa, Nebraska, I mean, I have to go look, but those two teams already played twice, maybe even 3 times this year, being in the Big Ten. Shout out to the Big Ten, 4 teams in the Sweet 16. And
right? I knew we're going to go there. We're going to go there because let's talk about the Sweet 16. Let's talk about 11th ranked Texas versus 2nd Purdue tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Purdue smoking.
That's your pick?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
would.
The way they won that game against Florida.
Yeah.
They're just on a high. They're going to be on a high. That was such an epic finish. Terrible.
Yeah,
defense.
man. If you can like put that into a can and sell it or save it for the apocalypse, my God, that was impressive.
Terrible defense by Florida by letting the guy catch the ball on the inbound on the run. I mean, but great play.
Terrible defense trend for me at that level is players just simply fold and give up in that split second.
But it was a great game. It was good.
It was enjoyable.
So,
the next one, Sweet 16, is 4:30. Just after that is number 9 ranked Iowa, number 4 ranked Nebraska. People would be like, "Is this a football game?" But no, it's basketball.
I was in a basketball school for a while, but they're always on the fringe. They're kind of like they're right around the Sweet 16.
It's the whole cornbread state thing, right?
This is a big deal for Nebraska. This is the first
man. Yeah, I'm just saying. What do you think?
I got to look. Honestly, to me, it's a coin flip because I just don't know what the scores were in the Big Ten when they played each other this year.
Yeah, neither do I.
Take Nebraska. I like Nebraska's size. It's just awesome and it's skilled. And they played hard.
But they're a football program. It's just, they got a lot of talent in that state, man.
That's going to be your typical Big Ten game. It's just going to be a real physical game.
Yeah. It's going to be a grind-out defensive. It's going to be a brick-laying show, I think.
Outside of not really knowing who to pick there, I would probably pick Nebraska after watching the last game.
But they're both really good shooting teams, eh? They both really are fundamentally sound, move the ball. And I think really it's going to be the battle of the bigs. I think the game's going to be won on the inside game which is not what nobody's talking about. But there's a couple of players in each team that if one of them can get the edge inside, I think that could be the difference in the win. That's myself, based on what I saw in the short period of time. What do we got next, Trent? We got.
It was Iowa that beat.
Tennessee.
Beat Florida, not Purdue. Sorry.
That's right. So,
also
tomorrow, just after Trent, number 4 Arkansas, very fun team to watch if they're on, against number 1 Arizona. My God, 6:45 tomorrow. That's going to be a big game, bro.
This bracket all mixed up right now.
I know, eh? Oh, your bracket is, or
I have the bracket in my head all mixed up of what who beat who, and that's what I was trying to.
Oh no, it's okay. That's why I'm going through each one and just Sweet 16 because it's all over the place. Everyone's cross, Arizona and Arkansas at 6:45.
Sorry. Yeah.
And then at 7:05 is Illinois and Houston, which is a game that's the game. I want to watch all of them, but I really want to see this Illinois-Houston game. I think Illinois is going to beat them. I think Illinois is really, out of all these teams, there's something about Illinois I can't put my finger on.
Yep.
I think they're the best team in this whole thing. Myself.
They have their moments for sure. They got their
myself. But I don't know. I don't know, Trent. So
everybody can shoot it. I mean, they're big, European.
They're fundamentally sound. They're European. They're tall.
They're going to be a tough out. The fact that these two are playing right like in the Sweet 16. These are two programs. I mean, Illinois could have been a 2 seed ahead of Purdue. To be honest. So
I thought they would have been based on what I've heard in the beginning of the year and stuff. But
that's going to be a great game. I mean, again, I think all the games are going to be good. I think Arizona probably. After watching Arizona now, Arizona always seems to. I hate using the term choke, but Arizona is always pretty solid. But they seem to just blow up in the tournament. So this year, seeing their game so far, I've been pretty impressed. Like they've actually looked pretty composed. Arizona is going to be.
That's a tough out, eh?
The Final Four, right?
Tough out. Yeah, I agree. And because they have the nice balance of backcourt and bigs, and they're big, and they're well coached, and they've got depth, and they've been playing consistently all season too, right?
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
Yeah.
So Sweet 16. Do you want to move on to talk about what the hell's 10 games left in the NBA fantasy basketball playoffs?
We got Friday night still. We got the other 4 games on Friday night, man. Duke,
you want to talk about that as well? Okay.
Duke and St. John's. Well, it's a Sweet 16.
Yeah.
You got Duke, St. John's. I know you're picking Duke, and I think you're going to win.
No.
Duke's going to have a struggle because of some of the players that are hurt. But
actually, I'm not really impressed by Duke and the way they play. And Boozer is kind of like his dad. He's 6'9", but he plays below the rim, bro. And even though he's cerebral and intelligent, he might be the top. He might be the top pick, top 3 for sure. But I personally. I would rather go for the underdog here, St. John's, with the coach.
I'm rooting for St. John's.
Yeah, me too.
Just so people know, it used to be when one of the greatest Canadians of all time, Bill Weddington, played. It was with Chris
he is
Mullen.
one of the greatest. He was on 4 of Jordan's championships.
Bill Weddington, Chris Mullen, Mark Jackson, and a guy that nobody really knows unless they're a basketball junkie like myself and Paul is Walter Berry. Walter Berry was a stud at St. John's.
Out of St. John's. He was a great player, man.
Oh, dude, and they used to be called the St. John's Redmen, but you can't say Redmen.
I remember, of course, because that's racist. Is that right? It's racist to say that.
Whatever. They used to have
no, but if you had red, rosy cheeks, and I said, my God, you've got the rosiest red man cheeks I've seen on a white man, and that would be considered what?
St. John's going to be tough out. They sometimes don't shoot the ball well enough, but the second half of their last game got to be a better game. It didn't start out very well. There was a lot of bricks going by both teams.
Yeah, but these guys they're jackers, Trent. That's the whole part, the whole problem. Defensively, they're there. Athletically, they're there. They're full court pressing. the thing is that their outside game is really suspect. So
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And then you got Alabama, Michigan. Michigan looks ridiculously really strong. They're big,
yeah,
just their size. Like they're tough. Like they're really really good.
they might be able to actually
I'm really
beat
against
a couple of the worst NBA teams right now.
As a Michigan State fan, I always root against Michigan anyway. So
Yeah, against
so
UConn. By the way, coach at UConn, he's really intense, eh?
Dan Hurley, yeah, man, he's into it.
I know. I mean, I knew that when he was a player, but
Michigan State, UConn, I mean,
yeah,
it's a tough game. Obviously, as a Michigan State fan, go Sparties. I'm rooting for them, and I'll be in the man cave on Friday night with that stereo sound on the 60-inch TV, yelling at the TV, I'm sure, and pacing. If it's a good game.
I'm going to think of you because I had the pleasure of playing against the NCAA Division I championship, the UConn Huskies, when El Kahid Amin and the big blonde 6'11" kid and Richard Hamilton came into our home gym at Crystal Palace because Wemby was closed, where it was supposed to be on TV and everything, and we beat them. No one expected that, and in fact, we won the whole tournament. We beat everyone.
You should beat them. They're college kids. You're grown men, for fuck's sake.
Dude, they won the NCAA championships.
Well,
I mean,
you're a 30-year-old man playing against 20-year-olds. You should have beat them.
Well, that's okay. Interesting perspective, but I appreciate that.
Like, it's like the Harlem Globetrotters bragging about beating the Washington Generals, for God's sakes.
No, there's no brag. There was no bragging, bro. I was just trying to make a comment, and you got all like discombobulated.
And then the last game is Tennessee, Iowa State. I'm rooting for Iowa State. I like how they play. They're a fun team.
Yeah, I do too. But
really up tempo.
I have a soft spot for Tennessee. I like their junk. I like their attitude, but they're so erratic and inconsistent.
Yeah, I like how Iowa State plays. They play a really
and they're just typical Iowa cornbread, Iowa, 1960s, 70s. They are, but they like to shoot. They move the ball really well. They play D. They're smart.
Yeah.
They don't hold on to the ball. I love their offense.
Yeah. Final Four out of all those teams, it's probably Arizona, Michigan, hopefully Michigan State after the weekend, but it's a tough go for them. They got to beat UConn and Iowa State to get to the Final Four. That's pretty tough.
Yeah,
so,
it's
great basketball. It's the level of
competition.
The nice thing about the one thing I do love about college basketball over the pro game is if you actually watch in detail enough. Sometimes with the technology we have now, you can rewind your TV. Well, you can see the set that they run. You can see a play. Like I coach the guy who coaches the senior boys team here. There's a couple plays he runs. One's a UCLA play, one's a Duke play, with
really?
High pick stuff like that. And when you rewind them, you watch them. It's not like the NBA. The NBA is pick and roll, 3-man weave up top, and it's that there's no post game. Whereas this,
okay, I have to interject for a sec. I just watched 3 days, 72 hours of NCAA Division I basketball, and it was like watching the NBA. So much high, like the 3-4 players outside to get spacing, and then the passes and quick cuts and slips and. Dude, and 15 seconds, 20 seconds off the clock, and they're still standing out. Then nobody's done anything. And honestly, I don't see any originality whatsoever. And one thing I will say watching NCAA 72 Hours is all the announcers are all in agreement that the reason why FIBA is equal to the NBA these days, for the most part, it's certainly the higher leagues, the top 10%, is because the systems of their programs, of the schools, the academies, is far superior to anywhere else in the world that is doing it. And it's obvious, and that's why there's 200 plus, almost 250 players from all around the world in the NBA today. There's only 450 roster spots. So, it's true, and it works. And that's something nobody talks about very much. It's always AAU, and you've got these kids 10 years old. They're flying on planes, and they're going to hotels, and they're missing school because they're the new generation of it's just
not great.
It's totally crazy, bro.
Yeah. When they're not being taught to play basketball, they're yelling and jumping and pointing and not being fundamentally.
They're not even young men yet. They got to learn how to be a young man. They got to get their education.
It shows in the guys coming to college in the NBA that are super young.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, because it's obvious, and that's why they're all bringing up in games is that these Euro players. You look at Luka Doncic, signed a contract at 13 years old, but he wasn't allowed to legally sign the contract that he did with Real Madrid at 14. He gave them a promissory note. His father co-signed on his behalf. They incorporated his trade and logo and copyright, and that's how they were able to lock him up, because they gave him a number that nobody else was going to be able to do. And you know, how old is Luka right now? Like 20, 26?
Yeah, mid to late 20s, yeah.
26, and he's just tearing it up, man. Did you want to share any more on the Sweet 16? You want to go into NBA hoops? Yeah, playoff run, 10 games left.
Yeah.
Trent, what is going on? I've been watching. I just finished watching the Hawks, and I really love the way the basketball the Hawks are playing right now. And they just played Detroit Pistons. They went to OT.
Right.
And the Hawks won 130 to 129. And I really love how the Pistons are competing without Cade Cunningham. Can you imagine losing the top 3 guard, maybe the top 3 player in the NBA right now at this late stage?
Shout out to Nidis Jenkins. He's like playing unbelievable.
Janice, I picked him up in 3 of my teams.
I got him on both my. I picked him up on both my teams because I have Cade in one of them. So that's killing me. So
no, he's been playing, and he had a great night. He had a great game tonight too, by the way, but they lost.
Yeah.
And what a great game! And then Lakers, another Lakers, 137 to 130 on the Pacers. My God, no defense there. But I picked up Nembhard. He was floating on the waivers, and I need to get rid of a stiff. I got rid of Filikowski because I don't know what's going on. And he started off gangbusters. And then so I saw him.
Yeah.
Guess how many assists Nembhard had tonight on the Pacers? 19.
Oh, Jesus.
And I just picked him up.
Yeah, that's never a bad thing. You got lucky. You did a good job.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty lucky. Once you know. But, I mean, really, I try to keep those at this stage. I try to keep my options open towards the end of the week, because you never know who's dropped, right? And I picked up Paul George as well. I don't even know if he played tonight, but the Bulls got absolutely shell-shocked by the Sixers, 157 to 137. This is like the 80s, right? I mean, it's just insane. I want to see that. I want to see what's going on. The Celtics upset the Thunder, 119 to 109.
Hey, I don't think that's an upset. Like, since the Celtics are for real with Jason Tatum back.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And Luke Garza is people don't know a lot about Luke Garza. He was
he's really a mountain, and he's slow. He has zero mobility, but he is a big chap, and he's fundamentally sound. And you know what? He's passionate, bro. Every game he comes out, he's not one of these guys that bitch and moan about being in the NBA. He just wants to compete. You know what I'm saying?
He was a player of the year at Iowa, and a national player of the year. He got drafted by Minnesota. Just is a tweener because he's not a center and he's not a power forward just because how he plays.
No, but he's 6'9", 250.
He's finding a role now. He's basically a poor man's version of Kevin Love. He was going to rebound the basketball and he's going to shoot open threes. And he's going to play D and he's going to play hard. Not the fastest, not the quickest. Good role player. Guy was a great college player. He just hasn't really gotten a chance in the pros to play. He's getting a chance.
He was a great international player before he became a college player with the Spanish national team, right? I mean, he's been around for a long time.
So, shout out to him. The Celtics, I don't think that's an upset. I would not want to play the Celtics right now in the East.
No.
They are they're playing well.
They're very dangerous. In fact, I think with Cade and the whole lung thing, which is really, I mean, unbelievably tragic timing. Seriously. Like, come on, man. Like, that killed me on 2 of my teams, but I got Janice on both, so I didn't care. I was just like, what Janice is doing is overachieving, but he's showing everybody they missed out, and he's been playing great, and I love him. I love his heart and tenacity, but
Yep.
I really think that Boston is a team. I think Boston can win the whole East right now.
No question. I agree.
Yeah.
They have a good system.
Especially since the Raptors just fell apart. I don't know what's going on with Ingram and Quickly and Podol. All these guys are sitting out. Like, what is going on, bro?
Well, that killed me tonight because Podol did a game time decision and he's playing. So
why? He's been out with the back injury his entire year. How are they tanking? How is that going to benefit them?
Yeah, Ingram's playing tonight as well. So.
Oh, really? And Quickly is too?
No, not Quickly. Podol and Ingram are. Quickly's not.
Just incredible, dude.
And you know what? They're not necessarily a lock for the top 6 either. Like,
that's my point, Trent. That's my point. You know, they need to be playing.
You know, yeah, I don't. I mean, Miami and Philadelphia are right on their heels, basically, right? So,
well, as soon as Spo puts Ware into the starting lineup, that'll change.
Embiid played tonight too.
Yeah. Come on, man.
That's your boy. Trust the process.
Can't
love
stand
Big
him.
Africa. I used to
Can't
tell me
stand him.
Can't
stand him. No, can't stand him. I just.
Like I said, I still think it's the 4 teams in the East that are one of the 4. It's Detroit, Boston, New York, or Cleveland. One of those 4 teams is winning. And
so who's the Cinderella come in and at the late run put something together and get in that 5th?
Charlotte.
The play-in. It's got to be a play-in winner that beats everyone.
Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, I agree. I really do. I really do. That would be wonderful.
It would be because they're fun to watch.
Oh, they're honestly one of the. Well, we Trent and I ripped apart Charlotte all season long.
They deserved it. They were terrible.
They were. It was atrocious basketball. Let's face it. But what the coach has done and them getting healthy and picking up Kobe White was an absolute legal theft. There's a lot of teams that wanted that dude, and
arguably the rookie of the year. Knipple is probably the rookie of the year, or maybe. I mean,
yeah.
Flag's playing a lot better here lately again, but
Flag had 5 blocks the other night. Wow.
Nipples just has played just.
No, he's crazy. He's broke the NBA record for the most threes. He beat Curry. Yeah. Like, you have to give them. Wouldn't it be nice if they're ex-teammates at Duke and they're co-rookies?
I hate co. There's no such thing.
I know it's only happened a couple of times, bro.
Yeah, I know. Just pick one, please. But yeah, Charlotte. I think Orlando's down in the play-in right now. But again, I mean, Toronto and Atlanta are at 40 and 41 wins. Well, Philadelphia's at 40, Miami's at 39, Charlotte's at 38, and Orlando's at 38. So those 6 teams could change spots. I mean, Toronto could easily be in the play-in game, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And from what I've seen lately, obviously I'll be rooting for the Raptors. They're not getting. They're probably not getting out of the first round.
No, something happened there. I don't know what happened. The energy I felt in the last 48 hours is kind of like guys are quitting on them or something. I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
Charlotte's definitely the Cinderella pick come out of if they could win the play-in. I mean, again, winning the play-in means you have to play either Boston or Detroit. So I mean, it's a pretty tough. But I'd like to see Charlotte play either of those teams. Like I said, they might get beat, but they're going to make them work for it. So,
well, without Cade, I think Detroit's not the best team in the East, obviously. But
Detroit's going to have to rely a lot on D. You only can do that.
Everyone. They're going to have to go deep, and the coach is going to have to pull out some shit and get his rotations down. But Jarris Jenkins is, my God, what he's done. Yeah. I love him, and I love what he's done. I hope he continues to do it, but I think Boston's got it. I think the Knicks are right there with them. And my surprise team is going to be Miami if Spo can learn how to use Ware and understand the advantage of this incredibly talented young big man.
Never, man, that Swedish guy is way better. I said that just for you.
Oh, thanks very much. Appreciate that. Look,
Anyway.
I like Pelle Lawson, but I'm just saying, is he a starter in the
I-
NBA? No, he's not. In fact, if I was to start one player above Pelle Lawson, it would be Jaime Jaquez Jr. because his stats are better, they're more consistent, and he's probably going to win the Sixth Man of the Year in the NBA this year.
He's going to be in there, yeah.
So that's where I stand on that. But Wes, do you want to?
Yeah, I think it's one of those. But it's one of those 4 teams at the top, and I'm starting to lean the way Boston's playing.
Yeah.
With Tatum getting in better shape, I mean,
I hope they do. Honestly, I would love to see that. I think that would be exciting basketball. And if I'm going to be at your house, hopefully. And by the way, are you coming to BC still?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, we got to talk about tickets and time and everything.
I got to get some couple of rounds of golf in because I'm not going to be able to golf field trip till June probably. So.
Oh no, there's golf is open and the 18 executives. There's 2 by my place are really good value right now, and the courses are really good shape. Trent.
I'm actually playing. I can tell you the courses we're playing. We're going to play on the Sunday before we leave. We're going to play 9 at Kelowna Springs because it's only 9 now, unfortunately. Yeah. And then, but on the 3rd, on the Friday, we're playing noon at Shadow Ridge, and on the 4th, we're playing at Sunset Ridge or Sunset something. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, man. Have fun, and hopefully get to see you guys.
Yeah. So, and the West, well, you got OKC losing tonight, and San Antonio's only 2 games behind. I mean,
look, San Antonio, they blew out. They've won, 10, 11 in a row now? Spurs 123. Grizzlies, nothing. They're just useless.
Yeah, I mean,
and Wemby is playing half-mast and is like dominating. He is. I think he's the next generational NBA player, the next decade.
He's the guy that's going to. He has a potential, and he probably will if he can be healthy, to be multiple times be MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year,
and win multiple championships in the next decade.
He's ridiculous. He guards about an 11-foot radius because of his length. It doesn't matter.
But just his mentality as a young man, he's so grounded and intelligent, and cultural and educated and sophisticated. He's completely unique to anyone that's 22 years old in the world.
He plays hard.
He does play hard, and he's a great leader, and he wants to be. That's what he wants. He wants to be greater than. He wants to be greater than Tim Duncan. He wants to be greater than, anyone in the Spurs franchise, and he wants to be with the franchise for his entire career.
Got some great.
So I mean, my God, how you can just land.
Yep.
They're set up to win multiple championships,
he's taking it right on his shoulders. Like, let's go. He's got a good young team, deep.
Yeah.
They play hard.
Yeah. Youth, character, good coaching, good system.
Watch too. So.
Wemby's fun to look at.
And out of the playing games, I would tell you right now, my just because you want to do that in the East like that. Well, in the West, for me, it's Portland. I'd love to see Portland get.
That seems to be happening, eh?
They're playing well. They're playing really well together. They're again, a young team. Play the right way.
I think the key with that team is the pickup of the veteran point guard. Once again, I was shocked, but that was the centerpiece, really the most important thing. But the steal is taking Denny from Washington, the best Israeli player in the world, and what he's done running that. He's the point guard. He's a point forward. And watching this kid play at 6'9", his athleticism, his intelligence, he's smart, he's cerebral, he's unselfish, and he's got back issues, and that always scares the shit out of me because big guys when they get back issues, look at Podol, it's just a nightmare. But what this kid has done, and then the big man, I got to tell you, the big man with Portland, I had no idea he was going to be this dominant.
Yeah, he's better than Edie right now.
Holy shit, man. Edie's not even playing, bro. It's not even close.
I'm saying he's a better player than Edie at this point.
He might be the best young center in the NBA right now next to Wemby.
Yeah, he's a good player. Double machine.
But the best European big man in the NBA right now that's a rookie is, I got to go with the big 7'1" Frenchman at Sacramento, Maxime.
Oh, yeah.
He's just playing. He's playing unbelievable basketball, bro. In the West.
They got Damian Lillard sitting on the bench waiting to come play next year.
Oh my God, I can hardly wait, Trent. I can hardly wait.
Portland has a really nice young team. They do. So
yeah, depth, good coaching. Tiago Splitter is really worked out.
They could do what San Antonio has done this year. Portland could be a top 6 team.
That's why when you brought it up, I was thinking about that because I was just watching a game and the guys were saying the same thing, right? Okay. Oh, the panel was like saying, "Look, you got to pay attention to Portland."
Yeah, I do love that. I do like when Portland games are on because you get to listen to Kevin Calabro, the old song.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. And you notice there's a few other Kevin Calabro. He's the similar voice that they try to pass off. Yeah. But my favorite right now, is the tandem at Charlotte. Not necessarily Dell, and congratulations to going into the Hall of Fame for the Charlotte Hornets. Much deserved, but his the play-by-play, the color guy is, I think he's the best in the NBA.
Yeah, he gets a little excited.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's the best. I love it. I get excited when he gets excited. I'm excited, right? Because it's authentic. He's not faking it. It's not these guys. And that was LeBron James for a tomahawk slam dunk on a transit.
Putting up a turd so far. So.
Yeah, let's not. Please, I'm so upset with the Raptors. They're complete falling apart at the worst possible time in the year. I don't understand it, and I think the players have given up. Maybe they stopped listening to the coach. I think they need to get rid of a few guys. I think Quickly needs to be gone. I think R.J. Barrett needs to be gone.
I was hoping they would trade R.J. at the deadline, honestly.
Yeah, I thought they would too, but nobody wanted him because he's always injured and he plays with a scowl on his face. I saw him smile for the first time all season, like today, I think, at a highlight where he wasn't playing because he was injured again.
Yeah.
Not a fan, but, and that was my Cinderella team. I thought, the Raps in the East would get through, but on the West, I've been watching a lot of Denver now that they're finally healthy. They have everyone now. And my God, I think they're starting to really come into it again, bro.
Yeah, sure, but Denver doesn't constitute as a Cinderella team.
Sorry?
I said Denver doesn't constitute being a Cinderella team. They're like fourth in the
No, I was going from the Raptors being a Cinderella team in the East, not anymore. Yeah. To talking about, let's hear what you got to say about the West, because really, I think there's 6 teams in the West, and in the playoff, one of them could move up, and so you got to take the best of the play-in teams, and then you look at the top 4 teams, and the biggest surprise for you, I would imagine, is the Lakers. The way they've been playing, LeBron and Luka, and again tonight. Let's
not go too crazy.
No, I mean, but the big 7'1" kid came off the terrible athletic dunk competition, and he just went nuts tonight. And there's a good synergy between the 3 of them, the 3 superstars, right? And then they're getting help from the back. I don't know. There's something going on there. I just don't think it's sustainable, but. If they can stay healthy, they can upset anyone in the West at the right time.
And let's hope that the standings stay the way they are, and it's Lakers and Denver in the first round.
I hope not.
I hope so. That'd be great.
I hope not. We already talked about that.
A great series.
No, that's just you're just doing that because you want to get into my skin. I know. No, you have this evil, darkness inside your soul somewhere there. It's kind of weird, but. Anyways, I still think I think the Denver Nuggets are going to win the NBA championship. If they don't, I think San Antonio is going to win it. If San Antonio doesn't win it, I think OKC is going to win it. And if they don't, I'm going to go with the Lakers.
Holy moly, man. Do you want to just pick everybody? Okay, guys.
4 teams. 4 teams. 4 teams. I put them in order. Did you not know I was putting them in order? I'll say it again if you like. Number 1, Denver Nuggets. Yeah. Number 2, San Antonio. Number 3, OKC. Number 4, Lakers.
Okay. But nobody from the East.
No, that's just the West. That's the West. From the East, we already said that. It's going to be Boston. It's going to be New York. It's going to be not Big Africa and Philly. It's going to be Cleveland. I think if they get the Fro back, if they get the Fro healthy, they got Cleveland's going to shock some people.
You're going to have Podcast P and Joel Embiid, Big Africa in the finals. They're your boys.
I just, maybe, hopefully I'll be on the flight back to Kelowna at that point. Because, I just want to get home safe. But is there anything else you want to share with, NBA expansion, let's touch on that. So the NBA, they had a vote, and they needed 23 votes out of 30 teams to pass the 2 teams that have gotten to this stage, which is very preliminary and early, if you will, as Silver says. I want to be as transparent as possible, and of course that's exactly what they are, transparent. And the transparency goes that if you want one of these 2 teams, Seattle's going to have a team, the Supersonics, and Vegas. If you want, it's going to be anywhere from $7 to $12 billion. Let the bidding start now. Literally, that's what he said.
Yeah.
And of course, Seattle's done deal. They've been waiting for this for 45 years. No, since 2008. You're absolutely right. And then the Vegas, it's going to be LeBron and his crew.
Even but the bid, I don't want anything to do with that. Okay, buddy. Give me a break.
Yeah, no, he's full of shit. Don't believe that. But I think it's really interesting. And have you seen how they want to do? They've changed the rules a little bit with the 2 teams and how each team has got to give up a player and not. They can't. Yeah, and then the salary and everything. It's going to be really interesting to see. And then. To see the commentators saying, the league is it's depleted by talent already with 30 teams. I mean, can we have another 2? Come on, man. These guys are morons. I'd love to know how much they're making, bro. Yeah. Because if somebody's making $500,000 to talk some of the shit that comes out of their mouths, I'll do it for $250 and get a timeshare or something and 3 meals a day. I know. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. But what I'm saying is it's really interesting. And I mean, that's really all I got to say at this point. Expansion is upon us.
It'll be fun to see the Sonics in the league.
Oh man, we're gonna have to do a road trip or 2, right?
They deserve. They should have never lost a team. If you think about all the other ownership in Seattle, well, they built a new baseball stadium. They built a new football stadium. They have hockey now, but you couldn't build a new basketball stadium.
No, they did actually. They took an old basketball stadium when the Kingdome was torn down, and they were building the new stadium. They used another stadium that was an older stadium prior to the ABA days when Seattle was briefly with the ABA before they got into the NBA. And then it was only about 17 or 18,000. And it's downtown, a really good location. So what they did is they spent a lot of money and they made it to 22,500. And they have, what's that?
Key Arena, that's where they play.
Yeah, and they have all the banners. Everything's already there waiting for them. And that's where it's going to be.
They don't need to go there. They can just go play where the Seattle Kraken play in the NHL. They can just go play in that.
I mean, who knows what they're going to do, but it's nice to finally see that the Supersonics are coming back for sure. Vegas,
they should have never lost their franchise. It's ridiculous.
No. Well, same with Vancouver, but more so it's Seattle because they were a franchise for 46 years.
The team that drafted Kevin Durant, then you get.
I remember. Yeah. Look at him, still going. Like he just passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for scoring. He's in 4th now in the NBA. It's incredible in the history.
I do like how he talks about. I like how he talked about. They were asking him about passing Jordan, and he was just like, "Hey man, that's the guy." He was pretty.
Yeah, everyone knows that's the guy, bro.
Sweet. So, well, you finally started to come around on it to realize.
No. I mean, Brooke asked me in one of these things, and he asked all of us when we were all on the same website, or it was online, and he said your top 5 team in the NBA, and you gave yours, and Brooke gave his, and I gave mine, and Alex and whoever else is there, and my team was like, I don't know if you remember that. Do you know what my team was?
Probably Kareem and Wilt and who knows.
Yeah. So my point guard was Magic Johnson. My shooting guard was, of course, Jordan. My small forward was Bird, and my 2 bigs were Kareem and Wilt. That's my favorite team, and that's, if I had a choice to put we would be undefeated. Nobody could beat that team. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. It's impossible.
Yeah.
They're stacked beyond belief. But that's not fair, though, because that's just starting 5. If I want to do a real team, it should be 10 players minimum, 12 ideally. So I could add a whole second tier that would blow most people's minds. And obviously, nobody would be able to defeat that team. But I only had 5 players, so what can you do? You got to come up with your best. And those are my favorite. You know, when I first saw Bird play and I saw that he was 6'9", I was like, man, I don't see that. And then the more I watched him, I've never been so blown away by somebody's talent and dominance.
I'm going to use my left hand tonight and save it for my right hand for the Lakers tomorrow night, Portland, and I'm going to score 40 plus.
That's what I loved about you. When I first played basketball with you, I saw you and I was like, fuck, this dude does not look like a basketball player. Looks like a hockey player. Looks like a bruiser. Looks like a brawler. Looks like one of these guys that if you get in a fight in the pub, you want him on your side. Well, I had no idea that you were the doorman in that pub. And thank God, because you saved my life that night. But when I saw you play basketball, I was like, oh, shit, man. He's got the body. It's like, you're like Cream, Cream, Abdul-Jabbar. Except he's what, 6'8"? He's like 6'8", 290?
Yeah.
With the goggles? That's you. If you had that height, that's you. And nobody could stop you. Like, if you were only 6'3", I say only because you have the longest arms out of any white dude I've ever seen in my life. And your hands you were so big. If you look at your family size, and it's like, did your mom maybe have a little...
I don't know, slept with the
milkman. The milkman, or...
That's what I always tell her. So, no, I got uncles, like great uncles that are all like 6'5". Like,
I know you told me. I'm totally just saying you had. If you were 6'5", 6'6", man, you could have done some damage on the basketball. I mean, you did. I'm just saying, like the extra height. Like me too. If I was 6'5", 6'6", okay, well, you know, a whole different ball game. But anyways, Trent, anything else you want to share for the episode?
That's all I got. Go Sparties on Friday night.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Anyways, everybody, thank you for joining us. My name is Paul Bale, and I'm the founder and host of the Canadian Bro Show. My good friend to my left and your right is none other than the other co-host of the second iteration of the Canadian Bro Show podcast. As you see the subscribe button up above, if you enjoy this, it's free. The YouTube channel at the Canadian Bro Show. First iteration, we've done 70 videos with our other co-host of the most, Johnny. And we are all basketball from the Hoop Junkies, Pauly and Rowley. And we thank you very much for joining us. And another great episode. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But thank you for joining us. And Trent, anything you want to remind everybody in the world today before we leave?
No.
I do. Just try to be kind to anybody, somebody, many people, family, friends. Don't expect anything from it. Just try to be kind. Let's spread the love in this world. There's so much hate and diversion and pain and suffering. Let's focus on love. Let's focus on being kind. Let's focus on being legendary in the most kind way. Don't expect anything. just be generous, and good things can happen. You might change somebody's life in the meantime. Thank you, Trent. Nice seeing you again. We'll see you next week. We'll talk to you soon. And we are going to shut everything down. And once again, episode 52, season 2, episode or week 22. All basketball from the Hoop Junkies, Pauly and Rowley. And if you want to comment, how tall do you think that guy is in the back in one of my photos of my professional basketball? Comment if you think you know who that is and how tall he is. Happy to listen to any of you. Thanks again, Trent. We're going to pack it in.
Right on.
Cheers, everybody.